Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. We make that happen for your listening pleasure. This is signs of people being extra smart or extra intelligent. Um, Two-part series. Um, and so, if you're looking for ways to use your intelligence, everyone has some level of intelligence at different levels and intervals that can be useful for them. But if you're looking for ways to use your intelligence to your advantage, we'd love to help you with that as well. And so, feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter and/or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either one will get you in touch with me or a member of my team. We can make something happen from there. First is kind of working at night. A lot of times, people who have higher intellect tend to do their best work at night. Part of this is because the level of distraction that comes during the day, that is the energy, thoughts, emotions, and feelings of people who are up during what the world considers normal hours, can often be overwhelming or distracting to a person who is better suited for nighttime connection, nighttime value. And so that becomes problematic for a number of reasons because obviously, if you are a person who has those difficulties, but you don't necessarily want to admit that to yourself, well, that can be problematic for one reason, but also there's a good value there to kind of figure out how to connect on a deeper level and make a a schedule that works for you versus against you. And um, there's a lot of difficulty and ultimately kind of keeping things going with the nature of that factor. And um, it's again one of those things where you kind of come through and you figure out how to make things work for you and make life a little bit easier, a little bit simpler, and you know, coming forward in a positive direction can be difficult there. And the next thing, as it relates to intelligence, is disorganized people. So a person who is capable of starting many projects and they become disorganized. Actually, research has shown that the more disorganized a person is, sometimes it's things like anxiety or depression or whatever. But for other folks, disorganization can actually be a sign of intelligence because they're starting multiple things, trying to get things done, and ultimately making a connective there as it relates to, um, you know, what's there in value. So people who are extra intelligent tend to be loners because they're comfortable within their own skin. They're comfortable within their own company, and they often don't necessarily want to be connected to responsibility for other people a ton. Now that doesn't mean they're not social, but it means that for the most part they are more comfortable being by themselves, not because they're antisocial or not wanting to be social, but because they see the value in connecting with others only for a purpose driven connection versus just being around people for the sake of socialization. Now, there's nothing wrong with socialization for just socialization's sake, but a smarter person tends to be more deliberate with time management, and they're able to kind of look at the possibility of creating things from conversations versus just kind of small talk or killing time in a social context. The next thing there is kind of looking at things from a willingness to create, the creativity, and kind of the the daydreamer mentality, getting lost in ideas, concepts, function, and or the ability to connect on a deeper level with possibility versus practicality. Now, again, smarter people are very practical, can be very methodical, but they're also more prone to be willing to look at, I wonder if I can change this. I wonder if I can change that. So the desire to make change the center of what's there, and also the desire to connect on a deeper level with actions and not so much consequences, but actions and kind of fallout is there as well. Smarter people also tend to talk to themselves more. This is because, a lot of times debating things with yourself can be one of the few releases you have for your ideas, your concepts, the things that matter to you if you're of higher intellect. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind on the moment. Till next time, everybody.